Hey guys, how's it going? This is Autobot JCB here again for another How to Transform video. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to transform the 2007 Deluxe Class Autobot Salvage and Autobot Longarm. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with the Autobot Salvage, unfortunately, he did not feature in the 2007 Transformers movie. However, he did feature in the follow-up to the movie, which was Transformers the Game, which came out for the PlayStation 2. And then, as you can see here, Longarm is actually the tow truck that Michaela Baines, played by Megan Fox, actually drove in the movie with Bumblebee strapped to the hook. In fact, if you look in the window, you can see Michaela driving the truck right there. Honestly, I think that's a pretty interesting detail. I do know that there is an alternate version of that, alternate version of this truck where I think it says Dave's towing on it. I don't remember exactly. I only seen it maybe once, but that version did not have Michaela in the cab of the truck. But I have to admit, having her in Longarm's cab is actually a pretty cool detail for this toy. Anyway. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over a couple of features that Salvage has in his vehicle mode and Longarm has in his vehicle mode, and then we will get on to transformation. So for right now, we're going to set Longarm off to the side, and we're going to bring in Salvage. As you can see here, Salvage's vehicle mode appears to be some type of 4x4 pickup truck. One thing, this is honestly what sold me about buying this character, and this is actually one of the first 3 I ever bought from my movie toy line. I absolutely love that the symbol that the tag on the side actually says spark plug and sun. For any of you who are a diehard fan of Transformers or just a regular fan, you guys will instantly recognize spark plug as one of the characters from the G1 series, and of course spark plug and sun referring to both spark plug and his son Spike Witwicky. Personally, I think that was quite a little nod to the G1 series. What I like is that Salvage does actually have a tailgate that does actually drop down. It's on a spring-loaded thing. And then what I like is that you'll see that there's this pin right here. Now you can actually push this, which will actually deploy what appears to be like the jaws of life or whatever. And then if you turn that little knob, the pincers open and close. I honestly don't know what truck would need a giant pair of pincers like that built into the back, but that's still kind of cool that that is actually built like that. And then, of course, if you want an open bed truck, you can actually remove this piece, and now he has an open bed truck for carrying spare parts or energon, whatever suits your fancy. All right, so there we have Salvage. Now, of course, next we're going to bring in Longarm. Now, I have to admit, I think it would have been kind of cool if the tow truck that they used in the movie would have actually become a Transformer. I have to admit that it is pretty cool that they did release this guy. As you can see here, it says Mike's Towing, just like it did in the movie. He's got a 24-hour service. He's got the Autobot symbol right there. I don't know if this number if they ever did anything with that number in the movie or anything like that. I honestly don't even remember if that number was actually on the truck. I would imagine it probably is. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have put it on the toy. Of course, then he's got the Autobot symbol right there, 24 hours, just like that. And then the hydraulics on the tow hook actually work, so it will go up and down, and then the tow hook can swing back and forth, and the hook can swing. I was actually messing around one day, and I actually unscrewed Bumblebee's legs and took them off, and hooked him onto the tow truck just for a bit of fun. I really wish I hadn't accidentally deleted the picture, because that would have been kind of funny to put on my YouTube channel. And then of course the coolest thing in there is Michaela Baines driving the truck itself. But anyway, so there's Longarm. All right, so now here comes the fun part. We're going to go ahead and transform Salvage. So right now we're going to move Longarm off to the side again and bring Salvage back in. So his transformation is actually pretty easy. The first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to go ahead and take off this piece out of the back of the truck. We're going to set that off the side because we're going to be using that later. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here and we're going to flip this piece up and this piece up. And as you do, it will allow the doors on the truck to open. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab right here and we're going to fold this down and fold this straight out of the front, just like that. Now what we'll do is we'll split the front of the truck apart, fold this out, and we're going to flip this all the way back and do that, and then flip this gun barrel out just like that. And we'll go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Flip that back, flip the gun barrel out just like that. The next thing we'll do is we'll come right here and we'll fold this piece out just like this. And then we will turn this piece on this hinge right here, just like that. Click it back one time and fold the leg down. And then we'll go ahead and flip that flat, and then we'll flip out his heel. Now this is optional. I don't think you absolutely have to do this, but I like to fold this piece out because that's what it shows in the instructions. But this little gray piece, I don't think it's absolutely necessary, but whatever. But anyway, so now we're going to come over here. Now this, I didn't point it out, but this hinge was actually the one you actually turn his leg out on just like that before you bend it down and then fold his feet out. We'll go ahead and fold his foot down, flip his heel out, and flip that little rod back just like that. And there we have, weird. I don't know. Anyway, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here. We're going to flip down the tailgate, and then we're going to fold this piece out to the side. Now you will notice that there is a little pin right here. It actually just seats right in this little housing right here. If you just give the bumper of the truck just a little nudge, that'll pop right off that pin and you can transform it. We'll go ahead and do that on the other side, flip that out to the side. Then what we'll do is we'll come right here. We're going to flip this down. And then this piece right here is on a double hinge. Go ahead and bring this up and lay that down just like that. And then flip up the tailgate just like that. And then we'll fold this up and fold this up. Now this is entirely optional. You can either bring it back and fold it out just like that, or leave it off the side and just flip it back just like that. Myself, I prefer to flip it all the way back just like that, and I will show you why in just a moment. So we'll go ahead and just flip that back just like that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab both doors and we're going to pull these off to the side just like that, because that is going to reveal Salvage's chest. Then what we'll do is we'll flip down the windshield just like that out of the way. And then we're going to go ahead and flip open the top of the truck, which will make Salvage's head spring up out of its housing. We'll flip back these little rods or antennas, whatever you want to call them. Now, the reason I said that it's optional if you want to, the way you can do this is because these rods have to flip back in order to connect Salvage's shoulder onto his chest. Now, there's just a little nub right here that fits into this little hole. It doesn't really sit solid, but it does actually make it look like it's all one big piece, or make it look more complete when you do that. So we'll go ahead and fold this piece back too, and get that little pin in there just like that. And there we have Salvage. And like I said, personally, I don't think I said this, but honestly, I think it would have been kind of cool to have an Autobot like this show up in the movie just for some reinforcements. And like I said, I think it would have been kind of cool if the tow truck that Michaela was driving could have transformed. But anyway, so here's what Salvage looks like while he's transformed. And then this piece that we took off earlier, his pincer claw, we'll go ahead and slide that out, and then we'll open it up. And then you can actually put it in his hand. And now he has his own portable set of the Jaws of Life, I guess. But anyway, so there's Salvage, transformed and ready to go. And then I do know that I can't remember if it was for the first movie or for the second movie, but they did release a Decepticon variant of this design, and his name was Dropkick, and he was a purple and silver pickup truck. He transformed the exact same way. And then that version was also featured in the game as a Decepticon drone, whereas Salvage was an Autobot drone. All right, so there we have Salvage transformed and ready to go. We're going to move him off to the side because now we're going to bring in Longarm. Now, Longarm is actually pretty easy to transform. First thing we're going to do is we're going to lay down the tow arm, and we're going to flip the hook into its housing just like that. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to come back here and we're going to unhinge the bumper, flip that out just like that. And then we're going to come right here and flip open the doors. Hi, Michaela. Flip those open just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come right here and we're going to pull this pin. There's a double hinge right here. We're going to go ahead and flip this off of that just like that. And just like that. And then we're going to take these pieces and fold them in just like this. And then we're going to flip these around just like that. So far, it should look like that, where now she's driving a little compact truck, which looks weird. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to come right here and we're going to flip open this panel right here. And we're going to pull this all the way out because those are going to be Longarm's legs. That was a tongue twister. I don't know why. All right, so now what we'll do is we'll come right here and we'll flip that out. We'll flip the hood of the truck down a little bit and then flip out the heel just like that. Make sure that this little piece is pushed out all the way onto his kneecap. So there is one of his feet. So we'll come over here and we'll push that out and we'll flip that around. Fold that in and flip out his heel. All right, and there we have Longarm's legs, just like that. All right, next thing we're going to do is we're going to come right here, and we're actually going to come right here. We're going to grab this light, and we're going to flip it all the way out. But as you do, flip it straight and collapse the light. I apologize, I went out of frame like that. So we're going to start like this. We're going to flip it out. And then as you do, flip that straight so it lines up. And then go ahead and fold the lights in just like that. And then bring it all the way around past the tow arm. Because then what we're going to do is we're going to take this gun barrel right here. And we're going to flip it out just like that. And that will form Longarm's rifle. Then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and fold these gray panels over just like this. And then his hand is just on a pin. So we'll go ahead and disconnect one hand and we'll bring his arm out and we'll slide his shoulder over into position just like that. And then we'll fold his arm out and slide his shoulder over and we'll bring his arm down just like that. We'll take these gray panels, we'll flip these down behind him, and then we'll flip up his head. And there's Longarm. As you can see here, Longarm is probably an Autobot you don't really want to mess with, especially if he's doing a job. I have to admit, I think it's pretty cool that he literally has a long arm that turns into I guess a sniper rifle. I'm not entirely sure what that weapon is supposed to be. I did make one little mistake though. When you're folding the pieces to his gun down, keep these folded up, and then bring them so that they seat around this edge. You see how it's kind of shaped like that? It'll actually sit on this edge, and then you bring it down because there's a little pinhole right here that will actually hook on. This little pin right here at the base of the lights will actually just kind of pop into. And it doesn't always like to do it, but yeah, it's not going to do it for me. I apologize. But anyway, so there we have Longarm transformed and ready to go. But anyway, guys, so there we have the 2007 Transformers Deluxe Class Autobot Salvage and Autobot Longarm. And like I said, Salvage did not appear in the movies. He appeared in the Transformers the game that originally came out for the PlayStation. And then, of course, Longarm was the Autobot, is the tow truck that Michaela used to tow Bumblebee when Bumblebee lost his legs in the movie. But anyway, guys, if you guys have any other ideas for other Transformers you'd like me to try and do, feel free to comment below, even hit the like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell, and I will do what I can to help you out as we go. And until then, bye.